Hello, everybody, and welcome to Tabletop Bob. My name is Bob. I'll be your Dungeon Master for tonight's finale episode of Season 2, Curse of Strahd. Welcome back. We've got Michelle and Stefano here. Um, Boy, we're at the end. The train stops with us, doesn't it?
I guess it does.
Yeah, I'm like equal parts excited and horrified.
And
Yeah.
I do want to tell chat that Michelle and I have no idea what happened after we left in the first session of the finale. So if you guys could keep spoilers clean for us, that'd be great.
Interesting. Did you choose not to watch it, like on purpose? You were like, I want to not know.
Yes.
Yeah, but I'm not going
Cool.
to wait until season 3 to find out what happens. But I think
okay.
I think it would have been. I think it's more genuine. I think for our
Mm.
characters, like that we don't actually know. Not for our characters, but for us playing our characters, not to know
Yes.
what happened.
Yeah, no metagaming helps the immersion. Stefano and I actually talked about it, and we're both like, all right, we make a pact.
Yeah.
Neither of us are going to watch it in advance.
Okay, cool. I'm happy with that. I think, like you said, it's going to make for the most genuine attempt at this finale here, and we won't spoil it. No spoilers in the chat, everybody. Keep it clean today. Welcome to everybody here on YouTube. Just looking over, YouTube sometimes gives me little updates. Cam W, member of the YouTube member for 12 months. What a anniversary! A year. I don't know why they say 1 year, but they said 12 months. So. Thank you, Cam. If you want to become a member, I actually don't remember how you do it. So, but YouTube has something down at the bottom, I'm sure, that lets you become a member. I'm looking right now. I don't know. I'm such a bad YouTuber. I don't know how to. There's a way. All right. Everybody in the chat, tell everybody how to become a member. But I do know one thing. You can become a Patreon member. I did update the Patreon this last weekend. So you'll see there's, Patreon memberships are available. Check it out. Links down below in the description. Again, only if you want. No pressure. It's just a cool way to support the channel, keep us doing what we do, keep the costs down of getting all these modules and stuff like that. So do all that good stuff. But the most important thing is welcome. We're happy you're here. Last week we had an epic finale, and literally and figuratively, the heat got cranked up here. I mean, it's hot here on the East Coast. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh my God.
Oh,
It's awful.
Awful.
yeah,
It's really awful.
The world is
wanna,
a sauna.
Also, if you want to do a recap, I'll take my headphones off.
Oh no, we're not going to do a recap of their episode. No. Everybody who wants to watch that one, you got to go back and watch it. Watch episode 17. But I was going to say the heat is awful here, and I'll say what everybody else says. It's the humidity that gets you. It really, it feels like you're swimming when you go outside. It's awful. So let us know where you're at, and let us know in the chat and comments down below how hot it is right now when you're watching this. I hope this doesn't take us ever out of the immersion, because I feel like going into Barovia near wintertime in the dank dungeon, it's probably going to be cold. So this may be a way for us to immerse ourselves. We just got to get in that mindset, and we'll feel cold, right?
Yes.
I'll turn the AC lower. I feel like I'm sweating even with the AC on.
Me too. For context,
It's
it
a
was
cold
like a
sweat.
yes.
Viewers, if you want to join us in the Barovia immersion, go ahead and blast that AC.
Crank it. It is, for context, 100 degrees. It was 100 degrees here today in New York, the tri-state area. So I guess it varies, not high 90s or whatever. But like I said, humid and gross. And so I'm happy to now, at nighttime here in the AC, play some D&D. You ready to jump in?
Yes, wait, but before we jump in, I figured out how to become a member. If you're watching right now, right next to where it says Tabletop Bob, under the video to the left, to the right of that, you'll see a button that says join. If you click on join, that's how you become a member.
Look at that, join. See, I don't have that on mine. Oh, wait, I do. I do have. I do. Never mind. I was like,
you
I
should
didn't
join
see
the channel, Bob.
I should. And I shaved my beard for this event, just letting you all know. Shaved. Okay, so nobody can complain anymore. And wow, thank you to Cam and Greyhawk Exile, both for the $20 super chats. Always appreciate your support. Both of you have been longtime supporters, so thank you. Really appreciate it. And last week, we did have the party one last time together before we split. The two of you decided to go further down. You entered into Castle Ravenloft. Gargoyles and bats started attacking the ravens that brought you in here. But now that you're inside and you've split, you're going down, and you're supposedly, according to Orel and oh my gosh, our raven friend, the old man, Davian, he said it's basically for you, it's just straight down. So the three of you, that would be Dione, Canas, and Esmeralda, are headed down below into the dungeons. And one thing I want to clarify here, Stefano, did you tell Yune to go with you or stay on like the outside invisible? I forget.
I think Yune's with us.
Okay.
Yeah,
Either way,
I
it's
think
fine.
Yune's with us, invisible.
Gotcha. Okay. All right, great. So then Yune will be with you. I didn't put her token down, but we'll do it when we get into the game. So ready to do this?
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Here we go. And grayscale. Also, got to get some music in here because music is going to be important for this one. The creepiness, the eeriness, we need it. All right. So I've got the perfect one here, Tabletop Audio. For those of you who have listened before, we've used this a few times, but there's one that I really like for like a jail cell. It is, yes, the wolf pen. Oh, no, not the wolf pens. The Undercroft. That's it. Here we go. I think I used this earlier in the season too. And as always, let me know about the audio volume for the YouTube people. For you guys, you might not hear it as well, but. All right. After departing and heading down, straight down, what seems to be like forever. It's taken a long time to go down this spiral staircase. You finally descend to the bottom. There are no more stairs. In fact, the stairs descend into black, still water. This water fills the arched hallway before you. The water's surface is dark like mirrored glass. You can see it. It's really only disturbed ever. It's almost like I said, like flat, completely. Disturbed only by the occasional thwick of a drop of water from the ceiling. 20 feet ahead, you can see there are arched doorways that lead downward on each side. And then straight ahead, you can see an open arched hall pathway into a much larger room, although I'd say Dione's probably the only one that can see at that distance in the dark.
I also have 120 feet because I have doubles.
You both can see to the archway and beyond. Though it's hard to tell what's in that room, just purely because it is far enough away. Like I said, the arched doorways to the left and right feature iron doors, and you can hear a weak cries coming from one of them at the very least. All right, so let's jump into game right now. Esmeralda actually will cast on the way down dark vision on herself as the rest of the crew has the torches and the light. So when you split, she ends up casting that on herself. And she will break the silence when you get down. And she says, "How deep is that water?"
So you said that every so often, like, drops are kind of hitting the surface. That's the only thing that disturbs it. When the drop hits the water next, can I just like watch the surface to see if the ripples move like the way ripples should move?
They do.
They do. Looks like
Again,
water.
one single droplet here or there, so bloop, and then it just a small little ripple, no more than a few feet.
Yune, could you scout ahead a little bit above the water so as not to disturb it? Perhaps you can see something through those doors.
I'll do it, Canas, but I'll be honest with you.
Don't go
Getting
too far.
really creeped out down here.
Don't go too far.
Okay.
And if anything seems to catch a glimpse of you, even though you're invisible, I want you to come right back.
Yune will agree with this and start to move down the hallway. Can you control her?
I can.
Okay, you can move her.
Oops. So let's just start. Bum, 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 bum. Okay. What does she see to the right and the left?
And are you using your sight through Yune?
Yeah,
Or
sure.
or are you having her describe it?
I was going to have her describe it.
That's fine. Yune will look to the north and to the south and give you a brief description.
Just stairs with doors.
I see
Right.
some stairs. They go down into deeper water. It looks like there's a door half covered, made of iron. Definitely needs a key. Both sides look identical.
And both sets of stairs go downward.
Mm-hmm. Only a couple feet, but the waters must be at least 2 or 3 feet deep up here. Maybe more down there.
I see. I'll quietly relay this to the party. And
Yeah,
what do
why
you
don't we-
see in front
If
of
we're
you?
trying to be quiet, by the way, let's just do a stealth check as you now are approaching the area. I'll roll one for Esmeralda. You all can roll one as well.
I also like that we are all like completely in the dark because all of us have dark vision, I guess.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Extra
Yes,
sneaky.
it is completely dark.
I got a 19.
I got a 10.
Esmeralda rolled a nat 20.
Yay.
Ah.
That's a party success. Should Yune roll one?
Yune's speaking telepathically and flying, so I think she's okay.
And invisible.
And
Yune is
invisible.
even better stealth than I do.
Yeah. So you might
Shadow
make
Knight.
you might have like footstep sounds coming down, but they're quiet and you do your best to cover them, land softly, but you get to the bottom now and you're all standing there. I see Dione and Esmeralda, your tokens are standing literally right at the edge of the water. So you haven't ventured in yet. And like I said, Yune's now closer. She can hear a whimpering sound coming from the south doorway. It's a faint cry, like it is muffled.
Well, Dione, I was hoping we could try to get the jump on whatever enemies are here by literally not being able to be seen. But it seems that this water may be an obstacle to that.
Yes.
I do, however, still think that there is some advantage to being invisible. And I will cast one with shadows, which is an eldritch invocation. Are we in an area of dim light or darkness?
It is actually pitch black.
Wonderful. Well, now it's pitch black and I'm invisible.
Great. Esmeralda will, see you disappear, and she says, "Yes, important to stay quiet and hidden. I don't believe we're going to get the jump on any things that live down here. I'm pretty sure they would be adapted well to this environment. But we have to find Octavio. He's in one of these cells. Can
We
you
do.
ask Yune if she can tell which way that whimpering is coming from?"
I believe she said it was coming from the south?
Then we go north. Octavio
would-
would not be whimpering.
Yune says that the doors most definitely would need a key. However, we do have someone who's quite adept at picking locks.
You both look
We
to
could-
Dione.
Yes, I am happy to try, but also, I think we are looking for not only Octavio. Don't you remember? There is also Emil.
Of
Yes,
course,
yes.
Perhaps he is the one whimpering.
it is possible.
Very possible, knowing what the werewolves describe torture like down here.
Yes. Perhaps it is a trap, but I would like to check, just in case.
Fine, let's compromise. Open the north gate first, but then before we venture in, you can go to the south.
And make sure you check for traps.
Of course.
Before you move, Yune, what's Yune's vision like? Is it 120 as well?
Yeah, Yune also has Devil's Sight.
So I would say that where Yune's at, she can actually just, because she's closer to the area, she can actually see more into the bigger hall down at the end. So this like area to the west here. Let me just describe it, because Yune now, while you're having these little planning conversations, will like her eye will wander and she'll look into the room and she's gonna say to you,
Canas, I'm real scared of that room down there.
What is there? What do you see?
Oh, it's horrible. Just look through my eyes and you'll see.
I will do that.
So you look and you can see it's a pretty large room. I mean, you can't really tell exactly how big, but something around like 50 by 50 feet, like is the estimate from where she's at. She could even scoot a little closer to get just a bit more of the view.
Yep.
You can see that the ceiling is festooned, love that word, with hanging chains that look like thick black web strands. And there's clearly blood on all of the chains and things like that. This must be some sort of a torture chamber where people have clearly been horribly injured, killed. It looks like stuff out of nightmares.
All right, Yune, thank you for giving us this information. You should come back now. Stay close.
What's even worse, though,
Ooh.
Canas, is you can see dark, low shapes that kind of thrust out of the water, the brackish water in that room. It's filled like the hallway, so it's, maybe 3 feet. There are like these, just like I said, mounds or shapes. They kind of look like flesh. Without going closer to inspect it, you wouldn't be able to tell what they are.
Okay.
So Yune comes back.
Yes. Esmeralda.
Flies. Yep.
Esmeralda, Dione, we are definitely not alone in here. There are some things moving under the water in the larger room ahead. So be on alert and be on guard.
Esmeralda takes out her rapier and a silvered short sword, and will start to progress forward. She tests the water first with her rapier, stabs into it, feels around, and it moves into the brackish water, kind of where Yune is.
All right. Dione will pull out her 2 short swords, and with a lot of hesitation, she will follow.
How tall are you?
How tall is Dione? How tall is a standard Durgar?
A standard dwarf is anywhere from like 3.5 to 4.5 feet, I believe.
Oh, yeah, okay. So I was thinking like 3.5 feet, shorter end.
So you only have like your nose above the water, or like mouth above the water. It would come up to your chin for sure. 3 feet.
All right. So Dione's just walking along like this, basically.
All right. You're inspecting the water as well?
As much as I can, yes.
All right, give me a perception check. This is not smell or hearing. Wouldn't have advantage.
Gotcha. 21.
Nice. You can move forward. You don't sense anything in that square.
Okay. And then I'll like whisper over my shoulder, like, I think it is clear so far. Let's go.
And I'm going to roll for Esmeralda as well, because she did a check too. So let me just get her check. And she rolls a 25. Pretty good. All right, move yourselves. Okay, Dione, as you're moving, you're feeling the floor. You feel like there's something clearly on the floor ahead of you. Like it's obviously there's something there. You can't tell what it is. It feels solid, but you feel like almost like there's a separation between the floor and like the next step you would be taking. Like you feel like almost a ridge, an outline of the next tile. You touch it, prod it. It doesn't. Nothing happens.
Okay. I'm
You
definitely
can't
not
see
gonna
only
Oh,
because it's the water is so cloudy. It's not a darkness thing.
okay. Well, I'm not gonna put my weight on it, but I will tell the others. There is something I can't see on the floor. It feels like I don't know, perhaps a pressure plate or something, but the floor is not even.
How deep in the water are we?
3 feet.
I would like to submerge into it and try to look at the floor.
You can give me an investigation check. However, like I said, it disadvantage because it is, or perception. I could use either. It is actually cloudy water, so it would be hard to like actually visually see. But maybe getting close enough, feeling, investigating it enough, would be a possibility with a high enough roll.
Okay. I'll do perception at disadvantage if that's okay.
Mhm.
Well,
Oh.
2 15s.
You can feel like what she described, like there's a ridge, some sort of like separation in the ground, like almost like a seam to the tile that doesn't exist in the floor to the left or to the right or behind, I should say. So if you were to go forward and step on that tile, perhaps there's some sort of effect. Esmeralda asks both of you, "What are you doing?"
Is it seems that the floor might be trapped.
Yes, we may want to walk around this particular tile.
Go this way then. And she feels again the floor and moves forward, pretty confident.
Mhm. So yeah, we'll do that.
So you kind of step to the south a little bit more, go around that tile. Esmeralda says, "Did you say it felt like a seam, a ridge?"
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
She's like feeling around with her rapier, and she's like, "I think I found another."
So we should move diagonally then.
Okay.
I'm just going to draw X's where you might have felt the ridge or the seam.
Mm-hmm.
This way then. He goes diagonally.
Diagonally.
Diagonally. You've been there.
I have in my travels over the years.
For some reason, I cannot find it whenever I look for it.
So now she goes down this way, and this time the because of the depth, it's going to sink another 2 feet. So it would be 5 feet. She's just standing over. She's about head over the water line at this point, just kind of like how Dione was in the other hallway. And she says, "You'll need to submerge." In a whispered tone.
Dione takes a giant breath and submerges and follows Esmeralda.
All right, so you come to the door. You can see the keyhole in there. You'll have to try to, use your lockpick tools here. But because you're underwater at this point and the liquid is kind of covering where the lock would be, you're certainly going to have to take this test with disadvantage. Unless you could come up with some sort of way to make this easier. But otherwise, it's going to be challenging. So you tell me what you'd like to do.
I'd like to use, if she's down, I would want to use Esmeralda as an anchor and kind of like brace myself against her, maybe put a hand on her shoulder and every so often like come up for a breath of air. Assuming she's okay with that.
She'll allow that. I don't think it's going to help you with the lockpick check, because like I said, the water itself is cloudy. So you don't really have sight of what you're doing.
Right. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything I could do to make that easier.
I mean, who knows? You're just great at picking locks.
Yeah, we shall see. Okay, so I forget, is this...
So it's a dexterity check?
Dex.
Yep.
Just straight dex.
You get proficiency with it. So if you want to do like sleight of hand or something that has proficiency with it that's dex, you could do that. I don't know if you have Just like for the roll purposes, it would be the same number if you had proficiency with a dex skill. Or you could just roll a dex and we'll add 2 to it.
Yeah.
Or add 3 to it.
Proficiency is 3. Yes. Okay.
Mhm.
I'll just do straight dex. Okay. First one is pretty nice. Please.
What'd you get?
Oh,
Oh.
God. Disadvantage. Okay. So 9 plus 3 gives us a 12. Instead
So-
of the 25 that I could have been.
Gotcha. Yeah, so
Yes.
you're struggling. You come back up for air, and you have no luck yet. She goes, "Come on now, hurry, hurry."
I'm trying. Plunges back in. Try again, or
You could try again. Actually, though, now I'm thinking of something.
Mhm.
While I'm trying to think of this, so I think I probably should have given you the advantage to counterbalance this, because I'm thinking about it. What would aid look like if somebody did aid another, which you can do on a skill? And I think that's how Esmeralda would probably aid you. So even though it's making the water part hard, I do feel like that was warranted. So I'm gonna
So we get the 25.
I'm gonna allow you to the 22 roll. Yeah, 25. Yeah.
Hey!
I think it's because I was thinking in my head, what could like somebody here do to aid you? I was thinking give you aid, but then I was like, well, that would have been it. So I feel like that's the way to go. I think we'll allow that to happen. So she's like,
Oh,
no,
sweet.
get back down there, and she shoves you down, and you're forced to do it again. We'll take the 22 instead.
Amazing. All right. So yes, there's some duress, but Dione still manages to deftly get the lock open and then come back up for a big gasp of air.
Yes, you do. And as you do, the water, the door opens, and water kind of rushes into the chamber. It looked like there might have been some sort of displacement already. Like there was water. The water, like you open it, it was some sort of wetness in here to begin with. But now, water funnels into this room. And there's a couple things I'll describe to you first and foremost. This is a dungeon. You can see there's mold covering the ceilings. The ceilings are about now they're about 3 feet higher than the dungeon corridor. So like, because you went down, right? So like where Canas is, he's like at an elevated level. So it's a 10-foot high ceiling, but you've gone down a little bit. So they're just Canas looks down into it. You're kind of like, he's almost towards the top of the ceiling in that area.
With the change in the water level, am I able to see any pressure plates now? Or is it still...
You're going to see some stuff. You also see that there are 10-foot square cells. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, so there's 8 of them. And I'll open the door for you to see it. Okay. There are 8 cells in here. Each of them has something going on with them. There's like, some cells are open and some are closed. I'll describe them when you actually interact with them. But you can also see that one of the cells is dimly lit, and that would be, let's see, this one on the right-hand side as soon as you walk in. So to the right, it's dimly lit. So this light kind of now, dim light, pierces through where your doorway. Canas, you would be able to see that as well. All right. So let me just keep some more descriptions going here. So that's the dungeon in front of you. Canas and Yune, once the water kind of diverts and moves into this room, the water level drops a couple, maybe from 3 feet to 1 feet. And you can see a little better now. It does look like there are some areas on the floor that have, like you saw before, that have an outline, like it's clearly a pressure plate. It's more obvious now that you can see it and swish some of the brackish water away, and it's only a foot deep. So you look back, and those 2 X's look like they are spots where some sort of pressure plate would have activated had you put enough weight on it. You also can see this chamber, since it was already at a lower elevation, the southern chamber, that one actually still remains as full as it was. It didn't really change. And then over here in this chamber, you can see what those lumps really were, rising from the water. Now that it is a little bit less, you can see these mounds kind of extend themselves, and you can see that they are creatures. They rise. these low shapes thrust up out of the brackish water, and they turn and look at you.
I'm
You can
invisible.
see, yeah, but they still look towards your way.
Okay.
And you can see now also on the floor are racks, iron maidens, things like that have now been revealed by the displacement of the water. And I have some artwork for you. These creatures start to move down the hall.
Oh,
They are bloated, waterlogged zombie corpses, and they start to move your way. So at this point, we're going to go into initiative order. I know that they don't see you, but I think it's going to be best for our purposes here. So let's jump into initiative.
okay.
Okay.
All right, what do we get?
All right, I got a 21.
21 for Dione.
Mm-hmm.
Canas, what'd you get?
A 6.
6 for Canas. Esmeralda gets a dirty 20. And Yune will go on yours. And let's roll for the creatures. The creatures roll high, but they are slow moving, so they're going to go after Esmeralda, but still before Canas. And yeah, and then I'll also, well, I'll wait a minute. All right, Dione, you're first. Go ahead. What do you do?
I think I'm gonna go ahead and cast invisibility on myself. So then I too become invisible.
I too
Why did
become
that roll?
invisible.
Yes. And then I get so the creatures are moving like with purpose. Does it seem like they sense
Well, I will say you don't see them, but when the water
right.
displacement stops
Right.
and the water, you don't hear the rushing of the water anymore filling the room.
Mhm.
You start to hear the sounds of like the corpses moving, like things are moving down the hallway. You can hear it, and you'll hear like the sloshing of body parts and as these creatures start to move, and they're going slow, but you can tell something is stirred.
Appetizing. Okay, great. Then so now Dione is invisible. Dione is going to slip into this room and just like quickly with urgency kind of try and walk along to see if she notices Rictavio.
Yeah, so you might. A prisoner will, at the sound of the water and everything, stands up and rushes to their jail cell bars, and that would be to the northwest, the furthest north and the furthest west cell, top here. You can see a man. It's hard to make out exactly who he is, but yeah, you can see somebody there.
Okay.
You call out?
No, I don't want to call out.
Let me describe the other dungeon cells to you, because you can see them
Yes.
now that you've moved in. So
Yeah.
just directly to the right is the eastern side. The locked cell, but you can see a glowing light coming from within. And it actually looks like there is something under the water that has a visible glow. It looks almost like you remember when the sun sword had a glow to it for that brief moment? A dimmer version of that.
Okay.
Like, looks like something is emanating a bright light underneath, and now it's dim because, of course, it's underwater, the brackish water.
Right.
To your left, you can see it's an empty cell, but filled with the brackish water. To the, if you just move your token along, I'll let you see these ones too. To the left, you can see clinging to the bars of this otherwise empty cell is a rotting corpse of a male half-elf dressed in leather armor. This body has started to decay already. It's long since been dead. You can tell, though, that there are items on its person. There's got like belt pouches and things like that, weapons as well, attached to the body. To the right, which is the cell to the east, you can see that there's nothing in there but a heavy amount of that mold that I described clinging to the ceiling and the walls. And then if you go a couple steps further to the left, you'll see looks like the door here is actually open. Its cell has been rusted, so the door hinges are gone, and so whatever door was is like floating in the water. The bars are underneath the water. You can see though that there's items scattered about the floor of the cell. Hard to tell from your vantage point. And then to the right, there is this is another empty cell. It appears to be filled with the brackish water. And now you get to the end, and you can see Rictavio, or Von Richten, as Esmeralda has called out to him. He's seen better days, clearly. He's still got his wits, though. He seems to be eyeing you, and he says, "You there, dwarf? I know you."
Oh, wait, so he's seeing me, although I am invisible?
Oh yeah, you're invisible.
Oh, you're invisible. I'm sorry.
Everyone's invisible.
I thought Canas.
So I was like, does he have like supervision?
We're all invisible.
I'm sorry, I missed that part.
Three out of the four people down here are currently invisible.
Invisible.
Oh, yeah. That's okay. I mean, like, when I see him and I know that he's Rictavio, because we were in his tower and I made it a point to like memorize his smell while in the tower, so I'll know that it's him just from scent alone, I imagine.
Yes, you do. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I'll go to him and I'll whisper through the bar, Rictavio, don't be alarmed. I know you can't see me, but I am a friend. We have come here to rescue you. We are with Esmeralda.
You there, the dwarf. Where are you? Esmeralda! Esmeralda! And you hear Esmeralda call out to Von Richten, we're here.
I guess I look at the lock. Does it, on his cell, does it look like the kind of lock that I would be able to pick?
You certainly could. Did you use an action this turn yet or no?
I cast invisibility.
Yeah, so that would be your action. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's fine. You're still invisible. You're good.
Okay. So, yeah, I guess I'll just use this time to be like, yes, it's me. We're here. Don't worry, we'll help you escape.
Okay,
I guess
great.
that's it for my turn.
Yep, so you've gotten to Rictavio. And just as a reminder, this is what he looks like. Kind of older man, probably closer to 60s. He's got like, the gray hair, but in the artwork for the book, he's very stylized. He's got a cane normally, but he doesn't have any of his equipment here.
He looks very distinguished.
He is, and you can tell it's him even just at a glance. Like, and of course, like you said, you've memorized his smell. You've made yourself aware of it, so it's clearly him. It's just like I said, he's seen better days being in the dungeon, this wet, dark dungeon for so long. All right, now we go to Esmeralda, and she will rush in to try to do her best to help. So she's going to come in and move towards Rictavio, see him as well. She'll grab him through the gates and say, "We're here to save you. Quick, we have to get you out." She says, "Oh, you're so weak. You're so frail." And he is. He kind of like, in a moment, he raised himself up, but you can see he's like very weak. He kind of falls a little bit, using the cell to kind of like glide himself down, give himself an easy way down, but he's slumped down into the water. He looks at you and she says, "We have to get him out now. Quick, use your tools." And she's going to spend her action probably aiding you and trying to she'll aid trying to I guess give you moral support at the very least. But she says, "You've got this, Dione. You can do this. You open the door to get in here. Open his cell." And she'll spend her turn aiding you. Zombies. You hear the sloshing, Canas, and you start to see one of the zombies moves and gets into the hallway, but that seems to be their full movement. They're very slow. Another one follows behind it, and the others are just kind of moving, again, sloshing through the water, groaning their existence before just barely reaching the hallway. Canas, it's your turn.
Okay. I am going to cast Summon Shadow Spawn.
Cool.
So, out from my feet, even though I'm underwater, you just see these shadowy legs come out and go up into where the space of the zombies is. I actually want to put it. Well, actually, do you have like a token that we could use?
I could, yeah.
All right. So anyway, it comes out from my feet and then comes up and creates this very it's like human form kind of, but there are like shadowy wisps coming out of it, and it looks like its hands have like shadowy claws.
All right, I've got one right here for you.
In fact, that looks pretty good.
Pretty good, right?
Except I imagine, in my imagination, its head is kind of like from like Alien, and it has like six glowing eyes.
I'll take it. Perfect. You
But
can
this
maneuver
is pretty good too. So I'm gonna summon it right here.
Mm-hmm.
And once you cast Summon Shadow Spawn, you can choose an emotion: Fury, Despair, or Fear. And I am choosing the Despair form, which has a ability called Weight of Sorrow. And it says that any creature other than you that starts its turn within 5 feet of the spirit has its speed reduced by 20 feet until the start of that creature's next turn.
Very slow moving.
Yeah, so I'm trying to make them unable to move at all.
Sure. It seems like that would be the case. And do me a favor, what's the rules on them attacking it?
Oh, they can totally attack it. It's just a regular attack.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. So you put the roadblock up.
As I summon this thing, it will attack twice. With a chilling rend. I'll attack the guy up top first.
Go for it.
First attack is 17.
You hit.
Great. And that'll do... I don't think it does that twice.
Just the first one. 14 cold.
14 cold, yes.
Okay, great.
And it attacks a second time because it's at 4th level.
Cool.
This time is just a 10.
That'll hit.
Oh, okay. Oh my god, 19 cold.
Okay, great. That will do this creature in, but as it rends through, the shadowy hand pierces through the body of this bloated creature. Its body parts, like its stomach, its bloated stomach, explodes. Give me a Constitution saving throw.
This
Says
thing
the creature
has a +2.
Okay. Close, but
14.
no cigar. You're going to take some damage here. Can the shadow take? Is it resistant to any damage?
Oh, it's resistant to necrotic.
Okay. So you're going to take not poison though, because a lot of shadows are immune to that stuff. You sure?
Yeah, it just says damage resistance is necrotic.
All right. You take poison, 6 poison, and you are now poisoned. Poison condition. If it counts as a creature, can be, conditions affect it.
I would think so. Yeah, the creature is an ally to you and your companions, so that seems right.
This rotting flesh, this just gross pus squirts all over it. Now let's see if this thing can actually come back to life, because it does have that zombie regeneration. No, it does not in this case. So this one is destroyed. Okay. All right, not bad. Not bad. Let's go to the top of the order here now, Dione. And I'm going to insert Von Richten in here, although actually I think I'm just going to say he's going to go with Esmeralda. She'll probably be the one carrying him. I'm not going to roll for him. She'll go with him.
Okay, cool. So I'm just going to leap forward and try to get this lock open, doing my darndest. Is it
with advantage because she decided to aid you? Exactly.
She aided me. Bless.
Or the help action or whatever it's called. I forget.
Right. With proficiency. Okay, so then that's a dirty 20.
Oh, okay. I thought it was 17. That's great. Great news.
Oh, you have expertise?
Oh, that's just with proficiency, like the extra, because it's +3 for dex, and then
Yeah,
+3
she didn't roll
proficiency.
a proficiency roll,
Yeah,
just a dex.
Oh,
Great
got it.
dex.
You unlock the cell. The bars clang open, and Rictavio falls into Esmeralda's arms as he was leaning on the cell anyway. So falls down, splashes into the water. Esmeralda grabs him, and she says, "Good. We have to get out of here now." And she starts to
Yes.
drag him 5, 10, 15, 5, 10, 15 to the door.
Okay.
Having her movement.
Hold
She'll
on.
dash.
Where's 30? 30 is there. Okay, so I'm gonna come up here as well. This is as far as I can go.
What
And I'll
about?
turn to her. Oh, sorry.
I'm gonna say, what's that bright light down there?
You mean like the cell to my right?
There was a thing with light, and it had something to do with it. Seemed like it was related to the sun sword.
Right. Well, yes. There's a Canas. There is a light here, but it is behind a locked door. It is underwater. I don't know. We don't have time. Should I try anyway?
Perhaps. Did you find email?
No, we did not find email. I think he may be in the south dungeon.
We may need to leave it. I'm going to be able to hold these creatures back for some time, though. So maybe you should prioritize email in the bottom cell. At this point, we're found out, so I'm just talking. And I'm not invisible anymore because I cast a spell.
Oh, I was gonna say it's like two invisible entities just having a normal volume conversation.
Alright.
Okay.
So that's it for Dione, right?
Yeah.
And Esmeralda moved, double moved. The zombies will go. So some of them will be able to move because they didn't start within, what was it? You said 10 feet?
Within 5 feet of the creature.
Within 5 feet. So the two that are here, you can see their tokens, I would believe.
Yep.
Those two cannot move. There's no check for that. It's just automatic.
Yep.
Okay. So they won't be able to move. But the others, there are a couple that will be able to move. And it'll dash. No. 2, 3. But then it would be stuck there on its next turn. And these ones will go here, and those two could not move. So I've only got one attack on you because the other ones were so slow. So let's go with a... All right. So that's going to hit, I believe, because that is a total of plus... So it says 22. Does that... What's your AC of your thing so I know?
Yeah, that'll hit. It's a 15. It's 11 plus the spell's level.
Okay, so then the second attack misses. But its first attack hits, and it's a total of... I'll tell you the damage right now. So it slams in and does a total of only 6 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And pustules open on its large barrel-filled body and squirt more of this like poison onto your creature. So 6 poison damage.
Okay.
So 6 bludgeoning and 6 poison. And then we're going to go to top of the order. Or not top of the order. Your turn, Canas.
Okay. So knowing that the 3 creatures that are surrounding it can't move, I'm going to try to blast the one in the back.
In the back. I'll give him some cover.
Okay.
Like +2. But probably only will affect if you roll real low.
Uh, 22.
That connects.
Great. So that is going to do two force damage.
Don't you roll 2d10
Oh.
at this point?
Well, I do one at a time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They're
That's wrong.
separate.
That's
they're
wrong. It should be plus my charisma, so it'll do 6 force damage.
6 force, but you roll them all separately. It's not like you know.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's
firebolt or something like that, where it's just
Cantrip
more.
beam instead of a cantrip dice or whatever they call
Gotcha.
it. Yeah.
Okay, so it does 6 so far.
6 so far, but here's the more important part. I took a repelling blast, so that guy gets pushed back 10 feet.
Splashes into the murky water.
Great. And this one right here, that I can only kind of see the top of its head.
That one will get more cover because it's the corner of the hall, so it'd be like +5. I think he's got like at least
Well,
half quarter, right?
How about if
Or
I
half
go
cover?
1, 2, 3 +2?
I still think with the corner and the bodies, it's going to be more than half. Wouldn't you agree?
Okay, I'll give it to you. So
Yeah.
I won't move up. Well, we can say I move up and I feel like I don't get anything better, and then I move back.
Yes.
Um,
Your mental
Then-
monologue would be like, "Oh, damn, not good
yeah,
enough."
yeah. So then, you know what? I'm actually, yeah, I'm still gonna try to attack that one. I want to try to repel these things as much as possible.
Mhm.
So second blast is a 14.
You do hit,
Great.
even with the +5.
So it's gonna be, wow, 14 force damage, and
He
it gets
goes-
pushed back 10
He
feet.
gets pushed back 10 feet and takes the 14. Nice work.
Great.
That was close. That was close.
Yune is going to move up 5, 10, 15, 20. And using my bonus action, Yune is going to attack.
You sure about this, Canas?
Positive, because this uses my bonus action. Will attack with advantage. 15 for the first attack. Or
That hits.
15.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's just say we'll take the 7 damage unless it crits. Okay, so 7 damage, 7
Mhm.
piercing damage. And it makes a poison con save, although these things are poisonous,
worry-
so I'm
don't
assuming
worry
it'll do
about that.
nothing.
Don't worry about that. Yeah, but 7 piercing, though.
7 piercing, yes.
Okay,
Magical,
so-
magical also.
So hold on a second. Piercing damage.
Oh no.
Give me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, this was a huge mistake.
Oh, no.
Sorry, let me look up Imp's stats.
This is big. How many hit points does Yune have?
I don't want to tell you.
500.
Good.
Oh, okay. You'll be okay.
But damage immunity is poison. Condition immunity is poisoned.
Oh, then you're fine. Don't even worry about
Ah,
it. Don't even worry about it because
they
yes,
don't have to worry about her poison.
yeah,
She doesn't have to worry about their poison.
they're just poison all over right now. So she gets hit with this like pustule that
Pustule.
bursts, a bloated arm or something bursts, and all the goop comes all over, and she's like, "Oh, it's not bad,"
Great. So then Yune will use her action to disengage and move back.
Very good.
I
Now
thought that was going to be much worse, Canas.
it's okay. I got your back, Yune.
That
And
could've
then
been
this
so
thing
bad.
will attack.
Okay.
I guess it'll attack the one above again. With its chilling rend. Oh, it has disadvantage. So not a 12. A 12 and a 12, so that hits, right?
Which one did you attack?
The one up top. And
Oh, yeah.
The spirit is poisoned.
Yes,
Poison
for
condition, which
disadvantage,
means
yeah.
disadvantage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we'll do 14 cold damage.
Okay.
And second attack. Oh, with disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that one won't hit.
Close, but no cigar there. But you've hurt this thing pretty bad. This one is bloodied. All right. Is there anything else
And,
for you, Canas?
That's well, you know what? I can't aid because I already did all my stuff. No, I'm just gonna stand my ground and try to keep these creatures back while Dione frees prisoners.
All right, Dione, it's your turn.
Actually, you know what? Sorry, I'm gonna move up. I'm gonna move up here and check out the light.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Yeah, while this has been going on, Dione has just been like staring at the light in the cell as if transfixed. And she's like kind of murmuring to herself. She's like, why? Why would he keep this light locked away in this dungeon underwater? As if it is something that he is afraid of. Perhaps we should try and get it out. Yes, perhaps that is what I'll do. And then she's gonna take her thieves' tools and she's gonna try to open this door as well.
Okay.
And then +3, 17. Does that get it open?
It does not. That's a +3 in addition to your proficiency, or no?
No, +3. That's accounting for
Is a
proficiency.
17. Okay. No,
Yes.
you get the sense that a 20 is the number. So you spend your action there. Would you like to move or go somewhere else?
Oh gosh. Yeah, I guess if time is of the essence, so since she can't do that, we're gonna move then towards that south door. 30 is right there. Okay. So Dione's gonna scooch on over, hustle, something, man, and then hustle on past.
And as you go past, you can finally see the zombies. It's just like a bloated mess at the end of that hallway.
Dione retches a little because, like, with her enhanced sense of smell, she can like smell all the pus and mucus, and she's like, ooh. But she continues.
The pus and the mucus are the least of the smells.
Right. Yeah. True. Okay, so then there was whimpering coming from the south. You said earlier. Yep. Is it still going on?
No.
Oh, fuck. All right. Well, I guess this is all I can do. I did my action and I moved. So.
Okay.
I guess
we'll
I'll.
Yeah. Do you want to say anything?
Maybe I'll like whisper, assuming that Emile is a werewolf like myself. Just kind of under my breath, just whisper like, Emile. Hoping that it's like just loud enough for a werewolf to hear, but not like a humanoid with less sensitive hearing.
You'll get no response back, but it's clear you made a sound. Like you weren't like sure if somebody inside would have heard it or not. Certainly would have heard it. All right. And then we go to Esmeralda. She will spend her double action dashing with Von Richten dragging his body. 3, 4, 5, 6. Trying to avoid the spaces. She goes carefully to avoid those spaces. And dragging his body along with her. He is, just to give you mechanically, he's awake and about, but he's like so exhausted to the level that he is unable to move. Okay?
Like incapacitated, kind of.
Sort of, but he's actually not incapacitated. He's at the 5th level of exhaustion, or whatever it would be, where you lose your movement. So, but he can act. So he comes out and he sees what's going on here, and he actually can do something. So now that he's here, let's see what he might be able to do something, help you guys here. At the very least, he's going to... None of his cantrips will actually help, but he can't see, so he's going to cast light on his, like... Maybe he'll cast on him one of Esmeralda's swords. So her silver short sword glows, and you can now see what's going on in here. And he says to you, some rescue party, before he kind of fades in and out of consciousness. Esmeralda dragging him along. We go to the zombies, and then Canas. The zombies are going to move. Let's see. So these ones are going to double move to get to the other side of your thing. That's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. No, they can't. This one can't make it. It can't reach, so it's just going to go to the end of the line here. But now we've got 3 zombies making attacks on your guy. The first 2 smacks, we'll do them all together. You said his AC was 15, right?
It's 15, yeah.
You're going to get hit twice. You're going to take, for the first one, it's going to be 7, 10. 10 piercing. Sorry,
Okay.
bludgeoning. And 2 poison.
Okay.
The next 2 attacks from the zombie are going to be 15 and 16.
Shit.
So we're looking at... That's going to be 8 bludgeoning and 6 poison.
Okay.
Still up?
Yep.
And that's probably going to do it in with that tone
Yeah.
of voice. So we're looking at... Yeah, that's going to be 8 more bludgeoning and another poison. 5 poison. Does that kill it?
It does.
Okay. So the last attack goes for nothing, but they've all moved, they've all attacked, and the zombies are now looking towards the end of the hall. All right. Let's go to Canas.
Love this. Is great. I'm so glad that it's my turn. I'm going to come out
Cast
back
it
to the
again.
square that I was, and I am going to re-summon the
Hell
Shadow
yeah.
Spawn.
Hell yeah.
Hey.
Hell yeah. Nice job.
Wow. Love it.
It's like the drain plug. It's just like it keeps coming out. Plug it
Yep.
back up.
Yeah.
It's great. Okay, good. So the
this
creature
thing's coming in handy.
this is really cool.
You know what? Because of the blowing up pustules, I might not even have it attack. I think it's
That's-
just delay. I think that's
Delay.
what we're trying to do.
I kind of love this. This is epic right now. Like the zombies are just trying to push through. This freaking sentinel shadow thing is keeping them at bay, and you guys are trying your best to get out of here, get the prisoners. It's great.
Yeah. And I'm gonna have Yune move down and use her action to aid Dione in the lockpicking skill.
Excellent. All right, we
Thank
go back to the top. Dione, your turn.
All right, lock picking skill it is. Let's go. Trying to open this. When you said iron door, does it mean like completely sealed? I can't smell anything through it. Does it have bars anywhere that would allow the passage of air?
This door does not. I mean, it's
Okay.
possible that you could still get a scent through it, but you know, unless you take your turn to like sniff the air as your action, you won't get a whiff of any. It's not overwhelming.
Okay, fair. I'm just gonna try to open this door then. Let's see with advantage. Thank you.
You know,
Canas.
Dione, back in my home plane of existence, I was a pretty good lockpick.
Oh, you know, it is funny. You sound a lot like one of our friends from the Gwaindire. Gwaindire, yes. Talking about your home. But I guess I got a 19, yes, plus 3. So that's a 22 on the lock picking.
Sweet. The door opens. Inside, you see identical cells layout to the north dungeon. Now, this one has a couple of distinct differences. So, number one, when you open it, a gruff voice calls out, "Who's there? Friend or foe?"
Since now the door is open, would I be able to tell if he smells werewolfy, or would that be an action?
Faint because of all the other smells going on, but yes. And you can see Emil at the end here. He looks horrified, like he's been through the ringer. I'll give you a handout of what he looks like.
Buddy.
So
Oh.
very much like his mate. Her name was... Oh gosh, I have it here. Where is it? Where's his mate?
Oh gosh.
Zulika.
Zulika.
He's dark-skinned. He has, well, I guess his facial hair might be a little different now because he's been in the dungeon for so long, but, you know, he's maybe got a full beard instead of this, like, manicured goatee deal he's got going on. But, you know, the more wolf... He looks more wolf-like in this cell. He hasn't had the ability to shave.
Right.
Bald head, though, oddly enough. Bald head, completely bald.
Very unwolf-like.
That's
but,
the unwolf-like part. Yeah.
Dione, upon hearing that, Dione will say, "Oh, thank God, Emil, I am a friend. I am here. We were sent by Zulika to rescue you and get you out of this dungeon. Quickly, don't be afraid. I am invisible, but I will get you out. We will escape together."
Give me a persuasion check, and I will allow this to go without doing an action. I know your action was to open the door, so I'll allow it, though, because in the moment I want this to happen, the role-playing purposes. Persuasion check, because you mentioned Zulika and you are a werewolf, I'll give you advantage.
Advantage.
Sweet. Oh, so
It's a
persuasive.
good start.
Oh my God. So persuasive.
Oh my
Oh my
God.
Nat 20. He's like, say no more. Get me out of here.
Yes, of course. Immediately. And then I'll
All right.
move. Yeah, I assume this is the same one too.
Yeah. Now, while you're moving, let me describe all the cells to you, because the cells in here are wild. Okay. Let me just give you a couple of ones
Let's
here.
go.
So
I'm ready.
I'll go top left. We'll do the left, the whole left. Okay.
Okay.
So top left is, yeah, here it is. Nothing. There's nothing in the.
Whoa!
There's there's nothing in the first cell, but don't let that fool you, because the rest of these cells are crazy. Like the second cell, pounded into the roof of this cell is a rusted iron pulley that's strung through which is there's a rope that's tied to one of the cross beams of the barred door. Dangling upside down from the pulley is a man, flabby and stout of build, in tight-fitting leather armor. His boots are bound with the rope just below the pulley. His fleshy hands are tied behind his back, and his head is now submerged fully underwater. He isn't moving. You get the sense that this was some sort of torture device. He had to keep his head above the water to stop from drowning, but he's long since been dead. Then
And
down
he shudders
below,
and averts her gaze.
right? It's horrible, right? Down below,
Yes.
the next cell to the left, shackled to the back wall of this is an emaciated figure in a blue robe. Its spindly arms spread wide, and its head tilts forward. Long gray hair hangs down in front of the dead man's face. So this looked like an old, wizardy-like man. Wizard robes, long beard, but like I said, just basically skin on flesh at this point. And then the next one down below to the south. Oops, sorry, I hit my mic. That's empty. To the right. Oh my God, so many other things here. To the right, the northern right cell has a dead dwarf in it. The skeletal remains of a dwarven fighter lay there. The body is enclosed in plate armor. If any of you were a dwarf or, needed plate armor, this would be the way to get it. The dwarf's also has a battle axe at its side. The second cell to the right on the, from the top has nothing in it, but the third one down has treasure. You can see it's filled with coins that are now being kind of floating along or maybe submerged in the murky water as the water fills the room. And then the last one at the end is Emil's cell.
Wow.
You can see Emil.
Okay.
He's a strong man. He clutches the bars of his cell while struggling to keep his teeth from chattering. His clothes are shredded, and he is soaked from head to toe.
Oh, gosh. All right. So as Dione walks past the dwarf, she, bows her head and puts her hand over her heart in, a moment of reverence, continues walking. Then she passes the man hanging upside down with his head in the water, and she just shudders and looks away because it's so horrible. And after that, there's, the dead wizard who clearly died of starvation. She shakes her head and looks the other way, and then boom, treasure, and her eyes sparkle for a second, and she's like, ooh. But then she shakes her head and says, no.
It's literally, it's like whiplash for her down, and she takes 5 feet steps, and she's like, what's going on? This is crazy. And then another 5 feet steps. Oh my God, dead man hanging, dwarf on the ground.
Exactly. This is a lot. but also like no one can see her reactions because she's invisible the whole time. But she's doing like shocked Pikachu face just like every 10 seconds or every second. Because this is in theory 6 seconds.
And when you get to the end then and Emil can't see you, he goes, I smell you there.
Yes, and I smell you too, my werewolf friend. Again, I am here to help you. Do not be afraid. And then Dione's gonna wait. Did I use my action?
Next turn? This I know it sounded like we
right.
just took like a 5-minute turn, but like it was important. There's a lot of stuff going on, so that's fine.
Yes.
Esmeralda will go next. He says, "Get him and go. We have to hurry." And she starts dragging Rictavio's body up the stairs, and I'm just gonna take them off the map at this point. They're going up the stairs.
A lot of help they were. She was.
Well, she told you her goal was to get Rictavio.
That is true.
And he can't walk, so I'll get a head start.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we go to the zombies. All right, this one's just going to fill in the area because it wasn't within the range, but it's going to attack. We got a bunch of attacks coming. Let's start. I'll just do 6 at a time since they're all the same. We'll go with, oh dear Lord. You see the rolls, right, Canas?
I do.
All right, so we're looking at everything hits except 1 in that set of 6. And then I still got 4 more. So let me do 4 more.
Wait, the other one, was it able to move and didn't it have to double move to get there?
5, 10. You know what? I did a diagonal, so it like in theory it could go 5, 10. They only 15 feet movement, so 5, 10.
Oh,
15.
okay, so it can. Yeah, it can.
It's
okay.
I'll give it 1 attack. 1 attack. It did a half step more. So let's take up the last one, which still would have hit anyway. So we're looking at a ton of hits here.
It's going to be tough. It might die.
It could very well die. Let's just do the poison right now. So the poisons, going to be 8 poisons. 8d6 of poison. That's going to be 27.
Okay.
And then the piercings, 3, 3, and 2. So we're looking at 11. Oh, what's its hit points? It's going to be way more.
Wait, it did 12d4 plus 44?
It did less than 12d4. It only did I hit 8 times, so it should be 16d4.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so it's 11, 14, that's 15, 30, 40 plus 3 times 8 is 24. So 64?
Yeah, it's dead.
Yeah, I figured. Splam! Okay. I'm going to keep it there because I have a feeling you're going to summon it again. But maybe you'll summon it in a different spot.
Well, believe it or not, Warlocks only have 2 spell slots, so...
For that's level or all levels?
That Warlocks only have 2 spell slots at level 7.
Okay, all right.
So you can get rid of it.
I'm scared.
I'm in danger. Okay, well then.
All right, but it is my turn, right?
It is your turn.
All right, well, I'm going to start by attacking this one because it's the closest to us, right?
That is the closest one, yes. It's also
I'm also going to shout, Dione, we're running out of time.
I'm putting a blue marker on it because it's not quite bloodied, but it is certainly hurt.
Okay. So, Eldritch Blast. 17.
Mm-hmm.
It'll do 5 force damage. And
pushes it back?
Yeah, it pushes it back 10 feet, or I guess, I don't know. You want to roll odds and evens? see if it knocks the other one backwards?
No, I'll just move it here.
Okay, cool.
I'll move it diagonal.
Oh, great.
The only thing is, now it's bloodied.
Okay. And now I'm going to blast this one up top.
Okay. Yep, that hits.
I literally don't even care about the damage, but it
Yep.
does 9 force damage.
Hey, every damage counts.
It does.
And this one can't go back this far, so it'll go to here. Because there's other creatures occupying it.
Oh, okay. And I'm gonna start stepping back a little bit.
Okay.
Wait, is email free?
Not
Email
yet.
is not
I
free. Do you
haven't
want
opened his
Yune
door
to...
yet.
You want me to help Dione?
Yuna's gonna have to. Yep.
Okay, Yune will fly down and do a help action, aid you in your assist opening the lock. All right, Dione, it would be your turn.
Oh, sweet. Okay. Hands shaking. Come on, come on, come on, come on.
What is your
She's
bonus,
like-
by the way?
For what? For Dex?
You got it, Dione. Wow, even without help.
All right. So then, yeah,
Michelle.
+3 for proficiency. So that's a 20.
Yeah, Michelle, this could have gone way worse for you.
Oh, yeah. No, I know. I was very, very aware.
This is some
But-
clutch rolls right here.
Yeah,
Really clutch
wow.
rolls.
I'm shocked. But yes, hands shaking. Dione is almost in disbelief as the lock clicks. She's like, again, shocked Pikachu face. Again, no one can see because she's invisible. And she says, Emile, quickly come. You are free. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
I'll have
She
Emil
opens
move.
the door wide for him.
He'll move on your action, then just make it easier. So you can move your 30 feet. He'll go 30 feet, and then he could technically dash. He'll look for your, like he obviously it doesn't even know where you are, so he's gonna just go. He's gonna go
Uh-huh.
and
Okay, so I
jump
can
ahead.
go through the
He
door.
turns the corner here, and he sees you,
Watch out.
Canas, right?
Yeah, and I'll point to the 2 pressure points.
Nice. Oh, yeah, and you're
Ah,
not
very-
invisible.
yeah.
Perfect.
Good call. He's like, oh, thank you. I appreciate. Should I give an email? Sounds like he'd have a French accent like Dione. Are all werewolves
Email
French?
can also be French.
Are they all French? Is that what the werewolves are French in this land? Oh, thank you. I appreciate this. And he goes 30. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Actually, no, he can't go there. He can go to here.
Okay.
Okay.
Uh,
So that's his
and-
double move.
Dione, remember you can move and bonus action dash.
Sweet.
Oh, right.
Wait, like within this turn?
We
Yeah,
talked about
because
this.
you've only
I
used
think-
your action.
Remember we had this
Well-
conversation, I think, in
And it was,
It was in,
I
like,
could move a total of
Argynvost or
90
something,
feet or
or-
something.
yeah.
Well, now
in
you can only
theory.
move 60 because you used your action.
Right, right. Okay, well, don't mind if I do. A
Mhm.
1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and then 5, 6. I guess that
Great.
takes me to there.
Yeah.
Then Yune's stuck in the dungeon.
You may.
Oh
Alright.
no!
All right, we got it. I think we got it.
All right, that's Esmeralda. She's Harry. She calls from up top, and then the zombies will go 5, 10, 15, and double move 5, 10, 15. Okay, so this is gonna be funny. So the creature goes on the pressure plate.
Uh-oh.
So
Oh, what
here's what happens. Here's what happens. There is a roll here, and Canas or Stefano, I'll let you roll it. Here's the rule. I'm going to read it as written, so there's no shenanigans here. All right. It says for every 10 pounds of weight on the trap door, there is a 5% chance that the trap door will open. So let's do this. Let's roll a random weight for this zombie because I did not anticipate the zombie's weight coming into play here. Let's go with they're big and they're bloated and waterlogged, so I think it's going to be heavy on the heavier side. Let's say we'll roll they're at the very least going to be let's say they were 150 pounds originally, and let's add on 2d6 times 10 for the water weight. Does that sound fair?
Sounds good.
So I rolled a 1d6. Canas, give me one more d6. So 80 more pounds. So they're 230 pounds. So that means it's a guarantee, right? 25% for every 20. So if they rolled low enough, he might not have triggered it, but he did trigger it. So what'll happen is the floor will give out. like a toilet bowl. The water that's in the foot still of water will start to swirl and suck him down into the pit down below. It's a 10-foot pit. When he lands, though, he disappears. Magically teleports to some unknown location.
Oh my god. That could have been so bad.
That could have been us. What?
Yep. It's literally a teleporter, and it would have made this thing crazy.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'd say the water level in this place is now almost just inches, so it's like puddles you're sloshing through. Let's go to the rest of the zombies. Give me another one.
A D6?
Yeah.
Five.
A 5?
Yep.
That's going to be enough to make him suction in and disappear. And then the rest of them will double move. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And 30. And the rest. And there's more coming. The room that was before, is the more of those mounds are opening up, and they're starting to file in through the open air hall archway here. All right, so at this point, you can outrun them. Yune, since she can fly, can go higher than them. So if she double moves, she can get out, and the rest of you can get out. Do you want to exit?
100%.
Yeah, yes. I would say that on Canas' last turn, he would try to blast the two away to give Yune some space, but we don't have to play that out.
No, it's going to be a moot point. She can fly higher than them and then just get out anyway. So
yeah.
All right, nice job, everybody. So you start to exit. You will catch up to Esmeralda, even though she's like halfway up the stairwell at this point, because she's going so slow with Von Richten's his body. So you get to the top. You finally get up to the top, and you hear cries of combat coming from outside. And in fact, you hear familiar sounds. You hear the sounds of Rufus and the sounds of Laurent and Davian Mardukov. And you rush into that open chamber. And you go straight towards like where that grand stairwell was. And you actually can see that the doorway where you first walked in, where there were like dragon statues, gouts of fire just funneling out back into the grand hall that you're in. Now you're on the other side of it, so you're still like I said, maybe like 50 feet away from it, 60 feet away from it. So you're in no danger here, but you hear the cries of your comrades in that hall. And then you see a figure coming down the steps. All of you start to hear the sounds of like screams in your minds. And you can see the servant of Ravenloft, Rahadin. He's walking very casually, very slowly from the top of the steps, and he calls to each of you, "Leaving so soon." And we are going to pause here for the finale of season 2. So
This is crazy.
there's a little bit of information I gave you there. I think Stefano picked up on something.
Yeah, we're missing Aurel.
Uh-huh.
And also gouts of fire. So we'll see. Thank you for watching, everybody. I know this, like I said, ended up being a short one, but like these, if we combine these to be an episode, it would have been like a super long regular episode. So I think it's kind of like fitting for what it was. I'm just going to say a couple things here. A couple of let me just get, I want to get us out of grayscale. I know how much Stefano likes.
I wore a gray shirt for this reason.
There you go. Tell us what you
Immersion.
thought about the finale, everybody in the YouTube chat right now. If you're watching this afterwards, give us a comment down below, like this video, do all the good YouTube stuff. I got to say, it's been a really crazy ride, season 2. I think there were some unexpected twists and turns that happened. I certainly know that we should do a recap. I feel like there's a after the final roll of the season, maybe we should do, because we're not all together. But maybe we'll wait a couple weeks. We'll get into the summer. We'll try to coordinate schedules around vacations and stuff like that. But maybe we can have a quick little 45-minute reflection. I think that'd be a lot of fun, wouldn't you say?
For
Yeah.
sure.
That'd be great.
Yeah. And then you can all talk about your individual episodes now that you'll both be able to watch them and see what happened. But yeah, it's exciting times. And like I said, season 3 will be the final season. We'll be posting as we get to the fall, like when we're going to do that. We're going to probably push this a little further into the fall. Like I said, I think I want us to go true 25 episodes this year. We had so many things that like messed us up in this season with like sicknesses and other obligations popping up, and it's totally it was out of our hands in some cases. But next year I think we're gonna try to make sure we get to that 25 mark. We'll start a little later in the end of 2025, and maybe try to coordinate ending it with like the Halloween-y season, October 2026. So that's our goal. But best laid plans, right? So
We'll see. I thought we were
shall see.
starting on October 26th.
That's when we usually start. We start around Halloween time, but I think we're going to try to coincide the ending of it with it next
okay.
time.
I
Yeah.
see.
But like I said, it will be. I'm going to think about it too, because like if I feel like we just want to start in October, we'll do it like we have been, October to June or so. We'll figure it out. But you know where you can find out all that information, Stefano?
On the channel?
Discord.
On Discord?
Discord. Yep. The link down below is in the description to Discord, all the social media. And the last thing before we go, and this is a big one here, there is a new campaign coming to the channel. It starts on Thursday. I just did a bunch of promo announcements for it this weekend. But Kyle, who played in a bunch of other things on the channel, he's been in Vecna as well. He's reprised his role of Dariush. He is going to be running a campaign using Tales of the Valiant, which is Kobold Press's version of their fantasy role-playing game. So like D&D, very similar to 5e. So people who are unfamiliar with what it is, it will be it won't be too hard to follow and get into. And that starts on Thursday in 2 days, and it's really cool because now I get to be a player, and finally I don't get to have to be behind the screen. I can be a part of the group. CJ's done this a few times, so I'm excited now to play again. And that is called Division 7. That's the name of the campaign. What is Division 7? Well, if you don't know, then you're not in the club. So you find out this Thursday. All right.
Any chance you want to tell us who the players are?
Should I? I mean, should I?
Well,
Sure.
it's you. Kyle's DMing.
Kyle's DMing. And it's going to be me, CJ, Nate, Chris, and Estelle. And we have our party planned and picked out. I would say pretty classic party. So it's going to be a good one.
Cool.
I'll give you a spoiler. I'm playing a wizard.
Nice.
Ooh,
which is something I don't normally play. So should be good. Anyway, that's it. That's all I've got. We will see you for season 3. And maybe, like I said, a quick after the final roll at some point this summer. Stay tuned for also the state of the channel. Usually I do that update in July or so. So coming soon. All right. And the barbecue. We got to do the barbecue. So we got a lot of stuff coming up for the summer. We'll be posting all about it. Till then, though, we'll see you on the tabletop. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night.
Bye.